Hello, Channels here. Today you would be watching a South Korean action movie titled A Dirty Carnival. Spoiler alert. Stay calm and enjoy. Byung-do, a gangster, was called to the police station because his little brother committed assault. After he punished him and took him home, he met his mother, who complained about the home rent. He promised to get her the money, then he bought a cell phone for his sister and left. Getting back to his apartment, he gave some words of motivation to the gangs under him. He told them to manage with him for now as things will get better. He went to work. He was to collect borrowed money from a family. After he did, he went to deliver the money to his boss Sang-chul. His boss gave him some stipend as his gain. He begged his boss the money was too small as he needed to pay rent. His boss slapped him and left. They met with the head, President Huang. They all drank and enjoyed until Huang got a call from Attorney Park which got him terrified. He asked if Sang-chul can take on the attorney for him, and Sang-chul told him that would be so risky to do and it would put them all in danger. The gangs just opened a game room, and Byung-do was the head. While they were at the opening party, his elementary school friend Minho called him. He left the game house to have a drink with Minho. Minho is now a film director who is directing a gangster movie and he wants to meet with gangsters to ensure the originality of his movie. Byung-do asked if Minho is still in contact with Yun-yo, his elementary school crush. While they made up for the old times, Byung-do got a call from his gang that a neighboring gang called the Four Ways had attacked the game house, so he ran down. When he got there, the Four Ways had beaten his gang members, so he angrily joined the fight. The Four Ways gang members escaped and they also took their buses to follow them. They fought. During the fight, Sang-chul used his knife to stab a member of the other team. The fight finished and went back home. Byung-do was called at home that his mother joined a protest which made her incapacitated. He visited her in the hospital. Later that day, President Myung met with Byung-do and Sang-chul. Sang-chul got another member of the gang, Young Pil, to prison instead of himself, so in return for Young Pil favor, he would give Young Pil the ownership of the game room he gave Byung-do before. Byung-do was in pain. He begged his boss but his boss refused to consider him. During their meeting, Attorney Park came there which got President Myung afraid. After the meeting, Byung-do drove President Huang home. When he got home, he told him he should try to find a good sponsor so he can stop begging for peanuts from Sang-chul. On Byung's way home, he thought about his words and went back to President Myung, and told him he would take on Attorney Park for him. He met with Jung-soo, one of his subordinates, and told him to get information about Attorney Park. Minho submitted another script to his head, and they rejected the script again. He told them he would make a new script that is realistic. So he met with Byung-do again. He took him to the elementary school reunion, where he saw his crush again. He had to leave the reunion when he got a call from Jung-soo about Attorney Park. They tailed Attorney Park and killed him. He met with President Myung, who paid him off and told him he has his back every time. He also informed him Sang-chul would not take it easy if he gets to know. He met with Minho again. Minho visited his mother at the hospital, after which he took Minho home to other gangsters. Minho introduced himself to them, and he interviewed them so he could write his script. Young Pil went ahead to tell Sang-chul that he saw Byung-do meet up with President Myung. Byung-do was informed of this development. Byung-do went to Yun-yo's bookshop to visit her. They talked about the old days. The discussion was cut short when Young Pil called Byung-do and told him the boss wanted to see him immediately. Byung-do went immediately. Sang-chul gave him the invite to his sister's wedding, and told him to travel to a location after the wedding to collect a borrowed money from him. He told him he would give him half of the money collected so he can make up for the game room he lost. After meeting with Byung-do, he met with Young Pil, who asked him to kill Byung-do before it's too late. He said he doesn't want to shed blood before his sister's wedding, so after the wedding, Byung-do would travel to get a loan back and he should kill him on the way. Byung-do on the other hand had prepared for this type of development, so during the wedding, he planned with Jung-soo, so Jung-soo killed Sang-chul and kidnapped Young Pil. He got his family relocated. His mother was disturbed as to why the police are seeking for him these days. He kept her assured that he is not doing anything bad. He went to Yun-yo's bookshop the next day, bought some books to get her attention. They asked her out for dinner that night. They met for dinner and he told her he is opening his own real estate office. Yun-yo however said she is shocked he is a gangster considering how he was while they were at school. During the opening ceremony of the Byung-do office, Yun-yo sent him flowers and Minho also visited to give his good wishes. He went to the fashion store to get footwear for Yun-yo, then retired to your office after work hours to meet her. He saw a man disturbing her, wanting to talk to her. Yun-yo refused to talk to him and the man kept dragging her. Byung-do interfered and hit the guy. His act got Yun-yo terrified. Yun-yo told him she doesn't want to meet him again, as he scares her. In pain, he went to the neighboring hangout store and drank himself to stupor. Minho came to pick him up. He spent that night at Minho's house. They both talked about their friendship from elementary school and how pathetic their life is right now. The next day, Byung-yo attended a development and housing meeting with President Hyung. The president told him they need to drive out all the tenants and landowners in that location and he wants his help. If he helps him, he would get 50 units of the estate. Byung-do and his men set out to work. By threatening, chasing and hitting the house owners, they were able to send them away, except from 5 landowners which they think the serpents got before them. He told President Huang he would get the landlords. Minute Ho Minho new script has been accepted by his head. He told him to gather the artist and actress so they can start filming. Byung-do wants him to film with President Huang's daughter, so he brought him to meet President Huang. They both met and President Huang introduced his daughter to Minho, and they drank and enjoyed. Byung-do went to Yun-yo's bookshop but couldn't find her, so he went to her apartment to find her. He knocked to no avail, so he opened the door. He saw she was very sick. He took her to the hospital for treatment, took her back and prepared food for her. His gangs went to find the missing landlord. They found one, threatened him till he exposed the others. They realized the landlords were no longer with the document. Serpent already got them. He got a call from Serpent himself, telling him he would kill his mom and sister. He went over to his mom's place to beg them to relocate. His mother refused to relocate, for he went back. In his car, Serpent's gangs attacked him. He was tied up to be taken to their boss. He used his lighter to escape and attack them rather. Byung-do was able to get all the land documents. He then took the document to President Huang, who promised he would get his tip. Minute Ho had started filming his movie. Byung-do was at the set with him. His gangster scene wasn't realistic and Byung-do wanted to help him out, but that got the team uncomfortable, so he left. He went to meet Yun-yo after work, brought her flowers, and took her out. He saw she was on the footwear he bought for her and he complimented her. He bought cake. It was to celebrate the flowers she gave him. He told her the flower had grown. He took her home. She stepped out to go home. He called her back and kissed her. He told her he had always liked her and he wants to spend his time with her. He accepted to quit being a gangster if she isn't comfortable with it. Minute Ho had finished his movie. It was a hit. He was celebrated at the premiere, which President Huang also attended. Byung-do took Yun-yo home for lunch, and Yun-yo was accepted by all his family. President Huang called him to come for the movie premiere, so he left home. They realized that the movie had the same scene as the time he killed Attorney Park. It was then he remembered he told Minho about killing Attorney Park the night he was drunk. President Huang got angry at him and told him the story must not leak. He met Minho angrily and Minho apologized for his acts and told him he would never tell anyone about it. Byung-do's subordinate doesn't trust Minho at all and asked his boss to take Minho down. He insisted he won't do that to his friend as he trusts his friend not to leak the story out. Jung-soo kept insisting, so Byung-do beat him up. Jung-soo and some other members of the gang kidnapped Minho and buried him alive. Byung-do didn't know about this. Byung-do went to President Huang and apologized to him, telling him such would never happen again. His gangs released Minho. The estate sales started and the estate sold well to his amazement. He bought a gift for Yun-yo and took it to her at her bookshop. He was attacked there. He struggled and escaped. He met with President Huang. He told him he would kill Minho and leave the country. The president should please ensure to give him his share of the money. He planned to take on Minho during the after party of his movie. The movie was a huge success and Minho had become very popular. Minute Ho escaped the attack and ran out. He was caught by Byung-do men. They were taking him to a hideout which Byung-do had planned. While Byung-do waited for them at the hideout, he was attacked by some men. Despite that they outnumbered him, he was able to survive. He was taken by some of his men who stabbed him. He was betrayed by his men. In fact, his right-hand man, Jung-soo, was the one at the front of this betrayal. Byung-do's mum died and she was buried without her son's presence. His sibling didn't know he was dead as they still got a message from him a few days ago. In the next scene, Minho was seen with President Huang, who asked him was the team of his next movie would be and introduced him to Jung-soo. In the last scene, they replayed a scene of Byung-do when he told Minho, "Let's create a real gangster." Thank you for watching this recap. Please remember to subscribe to our channel so you can get notified when we post the next recap. See you next time.